we've got to walk up here, and that track up the hill goes up to Telephone Seat. So there's a seat up there that apparently you can get comms on, so we'll go and have a look. Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat, and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. So this is the Telstra Seat. It's a little way up the hill on the way up to the Lighthouse Museum. Well, this is the best place to get comms, but they're not great. You seem to be able to make phone calls okay. I rang Wendy and got her to give me the weather for the next few days, so we've got that, but you're getting it off windy or willy weather. Not enough signal to actually download anything. Anyway, Telstra Seat. Well, we're anchored in East Bay on Deal Island. Pretty tight anchoring in here. There's a lot of kelp around, very hard to anchor in. You need the fisherman anchor really. Even the sarker struggles in the kelp, but we found a sandy patch and dropped the pick in it. We may be a little bit close to the cap behind us, but we're hanging on all right. So we're going to stay here the night. It's amazing how the swell gets in here, like it's really well sheltered, you reckon, but still a little bit of swell getting in. It was a pretty ordinary trip over here. We were supposed to have light winds. They forecast 5 to 10 knots, but by the time we got to Deal, it was blowing, I reckon, 25, 30, and pretty well just off the nose. So the sail didn't give us much. We did pick up a bit of speed, but it was a bit too fine to give us the speed we want, and it was a bit of an ordinary trip across. Anyway, we're here at Deal, anchored up, and this is where we'll spend the night. Sunny day tomorrow, fingers crossed. The first day of 2023, and it finds us anchored in East Bay, Deal Island. The wind's still puffing a bit. It's gone around to the northeast. We're going to spend the day here, and tomorrow the wind's supposed to go a bit further around to the north, so we're going to get on that and head down to Flinders Island. Wasn't a wild night here last night. 3 boats in the anchorage. Everyone on this boat was pretty tired, and we were in bed by 10 o'clock. Well, at last, a bit of sun. It certainly really makes the day a lot better and the water a lot clearer. We're on the walk up to the lighthouse, and it's a little bit steep, but not too bad. Some good views from up here though. We've just come up to the lighthouse on Deal, and we've met Tom, who's caretaking here for 3 months. So enjoy the job, mate?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried I might get bored while I'm here, but we've been here a month. It's fantastic.
Yeah, bit of serenity, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely.
Good for the soul. And so you're here for 3 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what, they fly you in, fly you out, or on a boat?
Yeah, they fly in. There's an airstrip sort of just 10 minutes down that way.
Okay.
And the light plane brings you in. You got to bring 3 months food with you.
Yeah.
And then they fly off and leave you to it, pretty much.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Well, it's the first time I've been here on my boat. I've been here a couple of times on other people's boats, but it's the first time I've been here on my boat, and just love the place. It's good. I was in Townsville this time last year. It was a bit different.
A little bit cooler down. Yeah. So different in the water.
Yeah, no, the water's beautiful here. So this was the lighthouse keepers' cottages originally?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, yeah. So how many lighthouse keepers do they keep here?
So there's at any one time there was a head lighthouse keeper who was in this building here, which is the museum now, and then up at the lighthouse itself there were a couple of other smaller buildings which are just ruins now, and there were a couple of junior lighthouse keepers up there. So the boss was down here, and The guys doing the work were up there.
Okay, and I can see a big solar array there, so everything here is solar?
It is, yeah. It's a backup generator, but that's a pretty new solar system and it works really well. So that's
great.
powering everything here, and the generator will only kick in if there's something wrong with the solar.
Yeah, great. So you're responsible for the weather as well?
Apparently. Apparently. Do you want me to get the wind to drop out a little bit for the day?
Yes, please, and go around to the north slightly.
Yeah, okay, I'll see what I can do.
Dial it into that machine over there.
I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
Oh, thanks very much, mate. It's been a
no
pleasure
problem.
meeting you. Thanks very much. And
Enjoy your time here.
yeah, thanks for making us welcome. Great.
Righto.
Okay, brief description of Deal Island Light. The Deal Island Lighthouse beamed its first light in 1848. The tower is important as part of the oldest group of light station buildings extant in Australia. A squat Tuscan Doric column with carefully considered proportions, a spiral iron staircase, slate landings, iron light room and dioptic light. It is the most elevated in the Southern Hemisphere and one of the most historically significant lights in Australia. Sailing ships entering Bass Strait from the west were required to thread the eye of the needle between King Island and Cape Otway, presenting its own dangers. The eastern portal of Bass Strait, strewn with granite rocks and islands, was made less treacherous with the construction of lighthouses on Swan, Goose and Deal Islands and Cape Otway in the 1840s. Department of Transport installed unattended electric lights on northeast and southwest islands of the Kent Group in 1987. The main light on Deal Island was discontinued by the Australian Maritime Safety Authority in 1992. So that's the Deal Island light station. The light itself is quite a bit of walk up another hill, and I'm not going to do that, but it's worth a walk up to the old light station just to visit the museum, see a bit of the history, and meet the caretakers, who are probably usually as friendly as the guy we met this morning. And if not just for the views, so you've got views up towards Flinders and back towards Wilson's Prom. Fantastic, especially when you get a bit of weather like this. Next job is to get the wind to go round to the north a little bit more, and we're going to head for Flinders Island. It's gone right round to the north now, and it's blowing into East Cove pretty severely, so we're just going to skip across Murray Strait to Erith Island. There's a pretty good looking beach over there, so we'll go and check it out and anchor up there for the night. People on the beach there. It's a good resort. I hope they like sharing. Yeah, in a second. It's going to be us. Nice little holiday house on a pretty magnificent beach.
had a good night here at Flinders Island, and I'm just trying to see where the wind's coming from now, but it's very light. It's a lot lighter than it was yesterday afternoon. It's supposed to be around to the north, but not much movement in the clouds. So we're going to get ready and head over to Flinders. Probably about a 36 nautical mile trip, but we'll get down there before lunch. Maybe Killiecrankie, we'll see what the wind's doing when we get down there. Skipper?
Bass Strait, part of to Flinders Island. Killiecrankie.
Right.
For supplies and next stop.
Another island up in front. We're just passing Craggy Island now. A lot of islands out in the middle of Bass Strait, but a lot of them don't provide much shelter. They're pretty well steep into the depths, so I don't think there's much shelter at Craggy. Bit of a storm front coming through, so we've got rid of the sail. Not sure what's going to come out of this weather, so always be prepared. Always to be better in front of it. If you think you've got a shortened sail, you should shorten sail. That's what I reckon. And yeah, there could be some nasty wind coming out of that. We'll wait and see. There's been a bit of lightning and that associated with it. Nothing at Killiecrankie. I just talked to Ron, my mate from Tassie.
Yeah.
No shops.
Oh, right.
So it's like a bauble shop. Do we go there, or you want to go to these islands down the coast there? Don't know. We can go in and have a look. Well, how quickly it can change. The wind's gone around 180 degrees, back out of the east again now, but it went southwest there for a little while. The rain has flattened the sea out, so it's not too rough, and we're about an hour out of Killiecrankie. I just called Alan at Radio Killiecrankie, and he's got a mooring available there, so we'll make use of that. Hopefully this squall goes through. Looks a bit light out the back here, so hopefully the squall goes through by the time we get there. We won't get too wet picking up the mooring. Frog?
Pretty beautiful. Just came in with the storm, didn't we? Big lightning, big thunder, but we're here.
Well, we've come ashore at Killiecrankie, and it's a beautiful spot. The scenery is fantastic. The serenity's beautiful. But what we're going to do, we've got some pretty good weather, so we're going to go back to the boat, have some lunch, and then we're going to poke down the coast a little bit and explore some of the other spots, because we are starting to run out of time for the kids to go home, so we want to have a bit of a look. Anyway, we'll go back to the boat and have something to eat. We couldn't find many facilities at Killiecrankie, but I think we're going to be able to catch a bit of water, so put our water catchers up. And I think we'll be able to fill all our water containers up and be right for another week or two. Well, we decided we've been at Killiecrankie all afternoon and there's lots of storms gone through. So we've caught a bit of water, filled our water bottles up, we've had a bit of lunch. It's 4:45 now, we've got about 3 or 4 hours and there's going to be a southwesterly change. It'd be alright here, but we're going to skip around the corner and get down to Prime Seal Island. I think it's about 9 or 10 nautical mile, and we'll hide under Prime Seal for that southwest change. And then once that's gone through, I think it's going to go around to the southeast, and then we can make our way down the coast of Flinders. But it'll get us a bit further south anyway. We've got to thread the eye of the needle here, going between Sentinel Island and Flinders Island. A very deep, narrow stretch of water. Another change of plan, and we head into the anchorage under Royden Island for the night. Hope you've enjoyed that episode. Next week we'll take you to White Mark, have a look around there, and then down to Badger Island before we leave to head across to the Tamar River.